This is the best piece of advice I've ever heard about building a high net worth. Charlie Munger, the billionaire investor and Warren Buffett's legendary right-hand man, said, "The first $100,000 is a bitch, but you gotta do it. I don't care what you have to do. If it means walking everywhere and not eating anything that wasn't purchased with a coupon, find a way to get your hands on $100,000. After that, you can ease off the gas a little bit." When I first heard this quote, I didn't fully understand it. $100,000 seemed like an arbitrary number. Why not $50,000? Why not $200,000? But after diving into the mathematics and watching it play out in real life, I realized Munger wasn't being dramatic, he was being precise. Today, I'm going to show you exactly why reaching $100,000 is the single most important financial milestone of your life, why it's so brutally difficult to get there, and the specific strategies you can use to reach it faster than you think possible. Let me show you something that will change how you think about money forever. Right now, if you invest $10,000 in the S&P 500 with a typical 7% annual return, after 5 years, you'll have roughly $14,000. That's about $4,000 in gains over 5 entire years of taking market risk, barely enough to buy a used car. Now, imagine you have $100,000 invested at that same 7% return. In just 1 year, you earn $7,000 in returns. Think about that. More profit in 12 months than the smaller investment generated in 5 years, with the exact same rate of return and the exact same level of risk. This is the mathematical reality that most people don't understand. Below $100,000, compound interest is practically invisible. You're doing all the work. Above $100,000, your money starts pulling its weight. Cross $200,000 and your money is doing more work than you are. But here's where it gets really interesting. Let's say you commit to investing $10,000 every year at a 7% average return. Getting to your first $100,000 takes about 7.8 years. That's nearly 8 years of grinding, sacrificing, and watching your account slowly creep forward. But that second $100,000 only takes 5.1 years. You just saved yourself 2.7 years. That's 35% faster. The third $100,000, just 3.8 years. The fourth, 3 years flat. By the fifth $100,000, you're looking at only 2.5 years. Your first $100,000 consumed nearly 8 years of your life, but once you've built that foundation, each subsequent $100,000 arrives faster and faster. The snowball isn't just rolling downhill, it's gaining mass and velocity simultaneously. So why is that first $100,000 so brutally difficult? There are 2 massive obstacles standing in your way. Obstacle 1, your earning power is still developing. When you're younger and building wealth, you're essentially at level 1 in a video game. You haven't developed the skills, built the network, or accumulated the experience that commands serious money. You're competing against people who've been playing the game for decades. And this problem is actually getting worse. Housing costs have exploded, student debt loads are crushing, wages haven't kept pace with inflation. But here's the opportunity nobody talks about. The digital economy has created wealth-building pathways that didn't exist for previous generations. Remote work, freelancing platforms, content creation, online services, digital products, these weren't viable 20 years ago. If you can leverage technology while others struggle with it, you have a genuine competitive advantage. Obstacle 2, the compound interest desert. This is the part that breaks most people. In those early years, compound interest is practically worthless. It's like trying to watch grass grow. Technically, it's happening, but you'd never notice it day to day. With $10,000 invested at 7%, you earn about $700 the first year. $700 for putting $10,000 at risk for an entire year? Meanwhile, you could probably earn more than that working a single weekend doing freelance work or driving for a rideshare service. This is why most people quit. The returns feel meaningless compared to the monumental effort required to save the principal amount. They think investing doesn't work, or it's only for rich people who already have money. But those people are making a catastrophic mistake. They're not accounting for what happens after you cross the threshold. There's a specific moment in your wealth-building journey that changes everything. I call it the crossover point. When you're building toward $100,000, your contributions are doing all the heavy lifting. If you're saving $800 a month and your investments are generating $60 in returns, those returns feel like a rounding error. You're doing 93% of the work, and compound interest is doing 7%. But at $100,000 invested at 7%, you're generating approximately $583 a month in returns. For most people, that's a car payment, or a significant chunk of rent, or a week's worth of groceries for a family. And here's the beautiful part. That $583 automatically gets reinvested. Next month, you're earning returns on $100,583, then $100,166, and so on. The compounding accelerates exponentially. By the time you hit $200,000, your investments generate over $1,100 monthly. At $300,000, you're looking at $1,750 per month. At $500,000, nearly $3,000 monthly in passive returns. Your money is now working harder than most people work at their actual jobs. This is why Charlie Munger said you can ease off the gas after $100,000. Not because you should stop investing, but because compound interest finally becomes your partner instead of a passenger. This is why wealthy people seem to accumulate wealth so effortlessly. They're not necessarily smarter or more disciplined than you. They've simply crossed the mathematical threshold where their money does most of the work. So how do you actually reach $100,000 in today's economy? Here's your complete strategic framework. Strategy 1. Maximum offense. Supercharge your income. Income is your wealth-building engine. Every dollar increase in income is a dollar that can be invested and compounded for decades. Start with the absolute basics. Are you capturing your full employer 401k match? If your company matches 5% and you're only contributing 3%, you're literally leaving free money on the table. That's an instant 100% return on the matched portion. Are you maximizing tax-advantaged accounts? Health savings accounts offer triple tax benefits, deductible contributions, tax-free growth, and tax-free withdrawals for medical expenses. In 2025, you can contribute up to $4,300 for individuals or $8,550 for families. Over decades, that's tens of thousands in tax savings. Next, aggressively develop your earning power. In 2025, with AI reshaping entire industries, focus on skills that complement technology rather than compete with it. Learn prompt engineering, data analysis, project management, strategic thinking, skills that make you more valuable in an AI-augmented workplace. Document every win at work. Keep a brag file of accomplishments, metrics improved, money saved, problems solved. When it's time to ask for a raise or interview for a new position, you'll have concrete evidence of your value. Consider strategic job switching. Data consistently shows that people who change jobs every 2 to 3 years earn 10 to 20% more over their careers than those who stay put. Loyalty doesn't pay like it used to. For side income, be strategic. Don't waste time on low-value gigs that pay $15 per hour. Instead, monetize expertise you already have or are developing. Consulting, freelancing, online courses, digital products. Focus on scalable income that increases your effective hourly rate. The goal isn't just more money, it's more money per hour of effort, creating leverage that accelerates your path to $100,000. Strategy 2. Elite defense. Optimize every dollar. Defense isn't about deprivation, it's about intentionality and efficiency. Start with radical awareness. Track every expense for 1 full month without judgment. Just observe. Most people discover they're hemorrhaging money in categories they barely value. Subscription services they forgot about, convenience purchases that add up to hundreds monthly, lifestyle inflation they never consciously chose. Focus ruthlessly on the big 3 expenses: housing, transportation, and food. These typically consume 60 to 70% of after-tax income. A 10% reduction here creates massive savings without significantly affecting quality of life. The journey won't be easy. It will require sacrifices that your friends won't understand. There will be moments when you question whether it's worth it. But here's what I know for certain. Every single wealthy person crossed this threshold. Every single one. There's no secret back door, no magic shortcut, no hack that bypasses the mathematics. Your action steps are simple. Calculate your current net worth today, set up automatic investments this week, Identify one major expense you can reduce this month and commit to this goal for the next several years. The first $100,000 is a bitch, but after that first $100,000, everything changes. The question isn't whether you can do this. The question is, will you? If you found this video as helpful, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more money stories. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.